Well, hello, beautiful people. Hello. I decided to come and do a live um, because I don't want to be accused of hiding. So you don't have any comments or anything like that. You can ask me any questions. Um, so I decided to do this live. I hope you can join me, as many as you can. As you know, guys, I use my name. You see my face. I come to you pretty much on a daily basis, giving you content. I do my research. My research may be limited in regards to. Hello, Ron. My research may be limited because of where I am. Um, um, and but I do my research. Whenever I'm wrong, I say I'm sorry, or I learn from it. I'm saying all of this because many of you have brought to my attention what a few YouTubers are saying about me online about the interview with the Latina maid who worked for Harry and Meghan Markle, um, saying that I made it up and that I'm a liar. I don't have a problem with people saying, "Oh, you know what? I don't believe it," or maybe they made exaggerated, but to come and use their platform to defame me by stating that this is a lie or that I lie without any proof, that is defamatory. Okay. And I will be talking to a lawyer about it because it affects me, affects my channel, it affects my subscribers. And you know what? It affects the people who come on my channel as well. It affects people. And you know what's so funny? I love it when people belittle me. Oh, why would she go there? Why would people contact Paula? Well, why would Samantha Markle contact me? Why did Thomas Markle Jr. contact me? I interviewed Angela Levin, Kinsey Schofield, Auntie Lyman, and they still belittle me. I don't know why, but that's fine. I don't mind. At least I get the guests. I mean, I went on Sean Atwood channel, which is a huge channel. For being a nobody. And most of the YouTubers that come on Sean Atwood's channel, I brought them in, and I brought them to Sean Atwood's attention. The reason why I'm talking about this is because, and I'm going to mention his name, H.G. Tudor. I don't have a problem with being criticized, but when it's stated that I lied or that this maid is a liar, I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. I've said from the beginning that is not my story, but she did reach out to me, and she reached out to other YouTubers, as I've said before. So this is very important when people put into context things that they put out in their platforms. I am very careful about the things I put out in my thing. I go and say things about it. I'm very passionate about things I say. I'm very passionate about my points of view. If you can change my view, that's fine. Ron knows that. But I like to hear logic. And I started my channel because I was questioning things that were out in the main domain. So HG Tutor, hopefully I'll find out who you are, because it's very rich for you, a person who hides behind anonymity, claiming things that we have no way of proving whether they're true or not, because you use a fake name, a fake voice. We don't know who you are. We don't know who you are because you enjoy the blanket of anonymity that you're criticizing the very Latina lady for protecting herself against somebody as vicious as Rachel Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, who are trigger happy when it comes to lawsuits. Okay? That is absolutely insane to me, that you would criticize the maid. I don't know if it's because he wants to belittle me, and I don't know, or he or she, because we don't know who this person is that everybody follows blindly. At least you can come to my channel and you know who I am. You know my name. You see my face. Whether you agree or disagree with me, I'm a real person. You don't know if this person is Meghan Markle, and I know you are going to laugh, but this is the very same person who says that Meghan Markle is unaware of her actions because she's unaware narcissist. There's no such thing as unaware narcissist. Meghan Markle knows what her actions are, and she enjoys doing them and has no remorse for them. In order for Meghan Markle not to know anything, be aware of her actions, she needs to be a complete psychopath, like Ron was telling me. That the definition of a psychopath is somebody who's completely unaware or doesn't care. I don't know, you said that.
Yeah,
So
it's a sociopath will know what they're doing is wrong and do it anyway. A psychopath will not believe what they're doing is wrong. and do it anyway, if that makes sense. And it's a dangerous distinction between the two, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And what I want to say is that Ron knows that when we were interviewing Samantha, I was getting a lot of hatred. I was getting a lot of hatred from. I was one of the first few YouTubers that Samantha came to. Um, I may not be the first one or any, but I was one of the few, and I was one of her most vocal supporters, to the point that people were calling me her mouthpiece. You're Samantha Markle's mouthpiece. That's fine. I put up with the hatred. Now, I want to address something which is in regards to the phone call. I received a phone call. I really regret having followed Thomas Markle Jr.'s advice and going to the police, because I did go to the police. The first thing I did before I went to the police, I went to my phone provider, the cell phone provider, and they printed out the number. It was a Canadian number. I didn't know, it doesn't have a name. I went to the police. I took the paper and I asked them if that was a threatening call, if they could please follow it up. It came back that number indeed was a Canadian number, and it belonged to, still active, and it belonged to a public figure. And the public figure preferred that I don't disclose the numbers because they're public figures. So I said, well, this wasn't a misdialed number because it's 7 minutes. A misdialed number, you say, hello, who are you? Oh, sorry, wrong number, but hang up. So, but anyways, I was warned that I've been warned, legally warned, that I couldn't do that. I couldn't post it. I mentioned it to Samantha and I told her, and she said that these are her words, and I have them on text here, that she didn't believe Megan had that number anymore. Okay. So take of that what you will. I have it here on and thing. I don't want to, and I can't say any more things for legal reasons, because I do not want to affect Samantha Markle's court case, because there are other things that we've been talking back and forth in regards to that call. This is why I didn't do any more about that, because I do not want to affect her court case. Okay.
Yeah.
Make of that what you will. And I discussed it with you, Ron, a great length about what can I say, shouldn't say.
Yeah. No, like, you've got to understand, when somebody puts something out that's controversial or has a source that can't be named, you're always going to have people speculate and push back and say you're a liar and all this kind of madness. It's just, you need to think rationally here. The Tudor person, I watched their video, right? And they go through points, and then it comes to the part about NDAs, where they made the assumption that these maids would have had NDAs to sign with a cash penalty, or something like this at the end of it all. And then they criticize not exposing themselves or you exposing their name. Now, I'm sorry, but unless you've just woken up last week, have you ever looked at how news sources work, how media sources work, all the rest of it? Do you know how often you're consuming mainstream news with protected sources? Now, sometimes it's a positive thing, sometimes it's a negative thing. But there was news put out at the start of the year that was a huge story about Russell Brand. And the amount of stuff that was put out with protected sources was outrageous. Okay. And people, that's just how it's done. And no, these are not contacts. Come on now.
I know. You have really blue eyes, though. The other day you were, sorry, we have to sidetrack because I have to say something about it. Because, you look like that guy from Vikings, Ron. That good-looking guy, like the Australian guy. Because when he doesn't have the lights, your eyes are really blue. They're really pretty.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. They're really bright on strong mana days. Strong mana days, they're bright, and then you'll see they're dark on low mana days. But I don't see why, because you're on YouTube, it would. So, for example, let's use this gentleman.
It could be a female. It could be a female, because you know what? Nobody knows who this person is. So I invite HE Tutor to come with his or her own identity, with his or her real accent, show his or her face in my channel, show his or her credentials. And when he or she is ready to do that, then I'll be happy to accept criticism. Lady C criticized my video, but you know what? I accept it. She was very careful. She wasn't that, she was, that could be she could doubt certain things. I certainly doubt certain things that the maid said, but she sounds really genuine. And the reason why sometimes I doubted the things she said was because they sound incredible to me, because
Yeah.
it's incredible that this couple would who how sick must they be to do that, because it's
Yeah.
not something that I would think of doing. So for me, it's not,
So
far fetched that way.
just to continue with my point here, right? So if we're talking about individuals wanting nothing but the faces and the identity of sources, I worked for years exposing really horribly deranged criminals on the dark web, on the surface web. And I had multiple sources, survivors, all of this. So are you suggesting that we put all their names out as well? Because it seems to me that the criticism is based off of very standard procedure, right? For protecting witnesses, for protecting news sources, for protecting people who are not of age for legal proceedings. All of this is in place so that people do come forward with information. And at the beginning of Paula's video, she goes over the fact that she checked credentials, went over the fact, all of this. See, if you don't trust the person you're getting the news from, don't watch their news. That would be my advice, okay? Because the relationship between journalist or author or documentary filmmaker or news presenter and their audience has to be based off a percentage of trust, especially if it's independent journalism and deep dive journalism into any topic that can lead back to a destructive nature of a source. And I'm sorry, but if you don't get that, I just don't understand. Maybe go TikTok or something. That's maybe
No,
more on the
maybe that
brainwave.
you touched on a really good point. Maybe they don't trust me because, but I would understand that if I had a history of lying. I understand
Yeah,
that, but the fact that they don't like me because I may be abrasive, they don't like my opinions, because I
yeah.
criticize Charles and stuff like that's different. And the
That
reason
is,
I don't care, guys, and I usually don't listen to what other people say me about other YouTubers because I don't have the time. I'm doing this because I've been told I have to because this person called me a liar, which is
yeah,
different than so. And
100%.
this is used his or her platform to call me, defame me, and that affects other people coming into my channel because he has a large platform. He has a large platform, or she has a large. We don't know who this person is. I don't know
Yeah,
if he has a bigger platform than I do. I don't know. I don't know if he has his plaque or whatever. But the reason why, because it's defamatory. One thing is to say, you know what, I don't believe this, but to say that I'm a liar because of that phone call, or this person has to prove that I am lying. I don't have to prove that I am lying, that I'm telling the truth. He has to prove his allegations that I'm a
oh,
liar.
and I'll say as well, there's been multiple of times where Paula has said that she's used a source. Then during our podcast in the side chat, people are like, "Oh, you never show your receipts," and she sent me all the receipts. Obviously, I can't make them public because I'm not going to give up her source. But if you work with
I
someone
know it's
and
distracting. Words are
if
very pretty, Ron.
like if
I'm
you
sorry,
work
but they
with
are
someone,
distracting. Yeah,
if
no,
you
sorry.
work with somebody and 20 times the public accuse them of false information and then they show you the information, but you can't go public, obviously, because it protects their sources. That builds a personal relationship between those two people that gives someone like Paula, you know, a lot of not credence, like a lot of clout in my head with regards to what she says because she will always show me what she can, and that's usually everything, you know. Uh,
Yeah, and
so
sometimes Sharon says to me, You don't need to," but I feel because of my past, and I have this because for 8 years I was accused of being a liar. So that is a very touching point.
yeah,
I don't have a problem if you don't like me because I'm abrasive, I shout, I am half deaf and I don't hear, or I speak loud, or you don't believe or don't agree with my point of view. There's a huge difference than if I use my platform and say, Lady C is a big fat liar. I would never say that,
yeah,
because I don't have proof of that and because that would be unfair. And
yeah,
and, and that's not what my things here. I call Meghan Markle a liar. I call other public figures a liar. But for some reason, I've seen in the past month and a half, especially after I said I had that maid interview, or I've gotten big interviews, because for some reason they seem to be angry that I get really good interviews from people that they believe shouldn't be coming to my channel. You know what? You know when I presented anti-lawyer to you and you're like,
Yeah.
who's that? Or
100%. And I just want to say this: the individual on this channel clearly has foresight when it comes to what could be legally right and wrong, because they don't refer to Megan by name; they say his wife. And by doing that, it shows you that you have a basic understanding of journalism and what, legal loopholes are for explaining. All right. So if you're not willing to put yourself in the line of fire by referring to people by their name, please don't hark on about showing people's sources and all of this. It's not only is it very juvenile, okay, but it's incredibly low IQ as a take. Okay. You could say I disagree or I believe Paula, but I think the maid made everything up and falsified the ways that Paula managed to, back up her credentials. Sure, that's an opinion, but don't go after someone's credibility based off of what you think is a lie and go publicly stating these things.
because that's
Okay.
defamatory. Like if he
Yeah.
had said I don't believe they made or anything like that, but to say that I didn't, that I made that up, that is defamatory, because basically you're saying that I'm a liar and I made that up
Yeah.
simply because I don't name the maid.
Yeah.
Clearly, and I don't know if it's Meghan Markle who's doing that because they want to find out who the name of the maid is, because
Sure.
people, and it's incredible that people are following this person. And I'm going to say it, it's incredible that you guys are following a person
Yeah.
who's hides behind anonymity while
Well,
attacking others for
listen,
doing that.
I'll be honest with you. In the grand tradition of YouTube, commentary channels are usually faceless. Okay, so I will give you that. I will say that, and that's not a big deal for me. But
No,
the
but when he criticized other people for doing exactly the same thing, when they have
yeah,
legitimate reasons, when he said that the maid, oh, well, we don't know who the maid is.
oh
She,
no, that point completely right. Yeah, it's a bit ironic that you're hiding your face and telling people to show theirs. 100% agree with that. But I will say, the only video that I've watched of this individual is that the one that they made on Paula. So this is in no way my opinion on the broad spectrum of all their content or anything like that. I just think that there's a far more intelligent way of disagreeing or saying that people might want to make their own mind up about something than going straight out and declaring somebody a liar. Because that it's just not how do you know, mate? Like, I mean, what are you talking about?
no, and not
Uh,
only that, it will might stop other people from coming forward. And I don't know if that's
yeah,
his intent, from
of course.
discrediting people or disheartening people to actually come forward. Because as I said, I did a live after I posted my video, Ron, and
Yeah,
I said that she had gone to other big YouTubers. She had
yeah,
gone to the media, and not for money, but because she really is upset about something that Meghan Markle did to her.
yeah,
And she's not, and this is a lady who's also, she's on a work visa. So
sure.
she's worried. She really believes Megan when she told her, I'm going to deport you, because we
Yeah.
have seen that
Well,
Megan, and I really
yeah,
regret I haven't put that interview before Gavin Newsom spoke, and I sat on
yeah,
it too long, because then what the maid said, if he had done it about a month and a half ago, you guys would have gone, ooh,
yeah.
but
I
I
just
feel
want to
really bad.
I just want to talk about a fact as well. So I'm going to debunk a point here, and I'm going to debunk it fully. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, which is yeah, Paula can add that in.
Oh, how do
Uh,
you do that?
so
How
this
did you
this
do that?
this is my computer. This is a video that I just
Well,
made.
I have to teach you
So
how to do
this is the video software editing software that I used to edit the video of the maid. So the top, I'm going to explain it all here, but I'm going to show you that at no point did Paula mean to leave in an unscrambled part of the voice. Let's just have a little watch. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ron Swanson, the man who edited the final stages of this interview.
it.
This is my save file here from the edit. You can see the top row is where all of the interviewee Garfield their chatting sections is. Now if you just watch here, when we approach the part that was apparently on purpose left unedited.
I am sorry if I sound shocked. I don't want to sound stupid, but the whole world believes that they live in Montecito with their two children. So this information, it's absolutely mind blowing.
I don't know what the world thinks. I can only tell you what I saw while I worked there. Now, Mrs. Garfield.
and then it goes back into the edited section. So Paula never done this on purpose. I just missed part of the editing. So as you can see, if I'd caught that part of the edit, I would have sliced it and moved it up here to where everything else is. And then that row of the actual dashboard is where I apply the effects for the furthering of the scrambling. So I'm here to put my hands up and say, editorial mistake. Here is the proof. I have saved files of when I edited it with timestamps, and I've also got a picture of it up on my screen with all my monitors. If anybody needs further proof, I am happy to provide that. But I just wanted to debunk one point. So we've got one point of speculation that has now been blown out of the water. All right. So you have to then apply the same mindset to how many more assumptions have been made, how many more people find it easier to go against something than say, well, hey, that was quite interesting. Here's the possible realities. This is all true. This is all made up. The maid made it up, but Paula thought it was real. All of these things are plausible. But because of my relationship with Paula and the amount of receipts I've seen in equally criticized situations that Paula's had, I'm quite happy to back Paula on this. 99 in the same way as 99.99%, I will say I will back. There's always room for somebody to have gotten one over of somebody along the way. But I certainly do not think Paula fabricated or made it up. Could the maid have made it all up and fabricated all of this? Maybe, but I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form I think that. I'm just saying, logically thinking, we can't rule anything out. But I'm telling you now, the error that was apparently a big conspiracy so that people would talk about it and Paula done by herself was my mistake. So, yeah.
Yeah. But I just want to say, you know what? I want to thank HG Tutor for being that dumb because I had actually thought not putting out the second interview. But you know what, Ron? I'm
Hell
going to
yeah.
download it and give it to you. And you work
Hell
your
yeah.
mind to make sure that this time doesn't come out. But it's just, for me, why it was more important than that is because I want people to come to my channel. I
Yeah.
want people to come to my channel, and having that unanswered, calling me a flat out liar or a fantasist, which is what I was called, that is defamatory.
Yeah,
And I will be taking steps towards that.
the
And
next two interviews as well, they'll be more edited than this interview. Like to set a scene, just to put it to you straight. If this is how I explain to Paula how this needs to be done. So you interview your protected source. You either do it in text or you do it in voice. Then that entire transcript or video is put into AI to then turn it into a written transcript. That is then put into another piece of software that creates a brand new voice or is handed over to a voice actor. Okay. The unheard of thing that appears in documentaries. You are now hearing the voice of a voice actor to recant this. Oh, groundbreaking. And then you have a looped piece of video of us, like the shape of a person that's black silhouetted out with a colored screen behind them, looking like they're talking. I'm sorry to blow everyone's mind, but that's how they do it. That is how it's done to protect sources. Go and watch any true crime documentary with a witness who's in witness protection. It all comes down to this. It's all the same way of level of protection. And doing that, having the person on the screen and the loop-in fake person gives a real good connection between audience and the creator, because you feel like you are listening to what your brain interprets as a real person. So when you don't have that on the screen, it can create that disassociation. And I think a lot of people just don't get the level of protection that needs to go in. So in the next couple of interviews, I'll be going through that the way that I do it. So it'll probably be an entirely new voice, okay? Just to completely screw everybody up more. Okay.
And I want to say something to Ginger Grits because he says he's British. No, you don't know if he's British. I can actually record my video and send it without my face and send it to Ron, and Ron can type up the words and make me sound British. and
Yeah.
not see my face, you wouldn't even know who I am. I can,
Yeah.
and he has admitted he did an interview with Sonia Polton or Sonia Colton or something like that. I can't remember. And
I think it's
Sonia
Bolton. I think it's Bolton.
Sonia Polton.
Yeah.
And he said that it wasn't his thing, that he hides behind because of his everyday life. So you guys believe everything. A person without a name and a face, and that's fine. Like you said, people do it. But
Mhm.
it's rich of this person to come and attack me and the Latina maid for
Yeah.
protecting herself
I mean,
while coming out.
that is the epitome of irony, Paula, is what that is. I mean, that is. I mean, I imagine they're so used to saying things like this that it's coming out of their mouth, and the irony is lost on them. Uh, or at least to say, well, I'm not one to talk, but at least I think that this should be going forward. But I think when you have someone spell it out for you, I don't think it's too much. It doesn't take too much intelligence to realize why you protect sources, the lengths you go to protect sources, the voice scrambling, the removing of their face, the removing of the outline of them. All of that is gone. Okay. And I know I'm not telling all of you because you guys misconstrued that. I'm just using this as an educational tool for those who may want to continue the narrative, or at least continue the narrative about the error that I've pointed out in the editing, want to continue criticizing protecting sources, and all those kind of things. Everything else, if you want to have open interpretation or have your own opinion on, I completely allow. I don't allow. I completely encourage you guys to free think.
I
Uh,
can't believe your eyes. I'm sorry. You really are distracting me with the fucking eyes. But no,
yeah,
it's because when you look, it's really, really. But I just want to say something. For me, the reason mostly what I'm doing this, I have very thick skin, guys. I don't like it when it affects my channel when I go on other channels, and these people have control over what I say or what they do with that interview. Now I've learned that the hard way, and then it affects because YouTube says they start putting unwanted attention on my channel because it was taken down. So that sends a message to YouTube that there's something wrong with this channel. So this is why I took it, because I got 132 lines of email from YouTube. And then I
yeah.
thought, shit, because I'm learning as I'm going. I'm a 55-year-old woman, guys. I'm not a technological. I'm learning as I go. That's fine. I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with my opinion. And I was talking to you about it this morning. I have thick skin about that. When
Yeah.
it does affect me is when I go on other channels, because then it puts other people from coming into my channel. Or for example, if there's another, I have to protect this lady, and I'm speaking for this lady, because if I don't, anybody else who wants to come in my channel are going to say Paula didn't stick up for me. Because he's basically saying, oh, she would have charged a lot of money, and why would he go to her? So is his problem that she didn't go to him?
See, that was another.
That's
That's another
strange.
good point. Like, I've never once, from any of the people who've done massive whistleblowing with regards to the organized crime syndicates and the horrible people on the dark web I used to track, none of them asked for any money. They also have tried to go to the papers. They also tried to go to other places that turned them away. So you've got to understand, sometimes, even though to people like Paula and I, when someone turns up that has an incredibly insane story like the maid, a lot of people will just be like, nah, that is too far from a fluff piece for me to back. In fact, a lot of these people, I imagine, are giving you regurgitated opinions that don't include any free thinking for themselves. We're in a copy and paste world of journalism, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the people who are doing commentary, especially at the lower end of the tier, or those who don't have the free thinking, are really just re-spewing what somebody else from their side of the fence has already said. And sadly, you've already seen how one point went with the deliberate, unscrambled voice piece. So just
No, yeah, and you're
as
right.
you're all
And mostly I'm worried about that, I'm sure she's watching, and I'm sure that people come and comment, and then she goes to read whatever, because people do that. Okay. So for me, it's like I have to protect her, because, she put herself out there for me.
yeah.
But as I said, and I've said it many times, she just didn't reach out to me. But what's wrong with reaching out to my channel? I know people are trying to
Yeah.
put it down, but what's wrong with that? I work really hard, and maybe people, and you know what? This people misunderstand Latinos, because maybe he thinks that way, or HG Tutor wouldn't do an appearance without charging. I don't know. But this lady was mostly angry. And people know how we Latinas are. We get pissed. we're angry. I mean, we don't care. I don't care. I mean, if I want to get even with you, Ron, I will get even with you. You know, and if you allow me to do that, because
Yeah.
what Megan did to her was actually very nasty. You know, and this lady works 12 hours a week, 12 hours a week, Monday to Sunday. Okay, so this lady on
Do
top
you
of
mean
that,
12 hours a day?
huh?
Do you mean 12 hours a day?
12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So
There's a big difference between a job that's 12 hours a week and 12 a day. I'm just saying.
yeah.
But yeah, that
No,
makes
she
more.
works 12 hours because the schedule that they had them with Meghan Markle was they would arrive from 6. Their schedule was from 6 to 6, but they left at 7:30 because they even had to make up for the hour and a half they got for lunch and a couple of breaks for thing. So that's why they left at 7:30, because I asked her, if you work 12 hours, in my mind that includes the lunchtime. Oh, no, 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 because they took like so, for example, if they didn't want to work until 7:30, they wouldn't take the lunch, so they leave at 6. That's what those were their options, or eat while they're working, you know. So those are the kind of people when Meghan Markle advocates for equal, passionate compassion to her and her pocket.
Yeah, I just need to just clarify something. Jade Goodwin, wow, this is turning into hate chat. Totally no reason, all because HD Tutor answered a subscriber. No, this is not a hate chat, and not because they answered their subscriber, because they said deflammatory statements about Paula.
Defamatory.
Jane, I don't know if you've just come into the chat. You might want to go back to the beginning of it and educate yourself so that you don't repeat.
She's been here
Looking like
since the beginning, and she's one of the
looking
people who come. And it's amazing that
you look,
Jane.
you do look slightly silly, Jane, right? By what you've just said in the side chat there. No, I'm not trying to be deflammatory about you or anything like that. That's just my humble opinion. But I don't know where you're getting this hate speech from, or why you needed us to reiterate exactly why we're here. If it was based off someone's opinion or based off of somebody not doing defamatory things, I don't think we would be here. So I'm just letting that go out there, mate. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to look like an idiot again. Looking out for you. You know.
Yeah, and HG Tudor claims he has met Meghan 3 times, and nobody's questioning this from anybody, and he hasn't presented any proof.
So have I. So have I, mate. I've met her 3 times this year. 3 times this year. And you know what? I was at the King's. It was great. We had some jam. All right. Uh-huh. In fact, I'm going to start a new channel. It's called Megan's Best Pal Ron. Okay. And it's going to be all the stories about me and Meg just hanging out. Oh, by the way, and I'll be using a voice augmentator and not showing my face for the entire channel.
Yeah, or change your how do you say your accent. But you know what?
Yeah.
Did you face this when you were exposing people, Ron? And did you have whistleblowers?
Yeah, I had multiple whistleblowers that came to me from insanely, especially when I started looking into Spielberg and Hollywood. Okay, like I had famous actors that had contacted me and that had put forward statements where not only were they a protected source, but I couldn't even repeat their source material. That there wasn't even a deal for me to put their information out there or their story out there. It was
How
them.
did you do it then?
I didn't. I had them confirm my theories. Okay, and which was good enough for me, I might add, because the level of danger we're talking about in the cases that I'm referring to, one of these actors left America, went to another country, bought a house, and has got like 12 security guards at his property because he fears a very, very well-renowned Hollywood director for the manifesto, shall we say, that was put out against him. And it's crazy. It's crazy. So death threats, people coming out with non-creditable accusations about you, okay? Death threats, defaming, personal attacks, hunting down family members, all of this stuff, okay, resulted in me 9 times out of 10 exposing the low-tier individuals who were trying to attack me in a vicious manner. Because if you want to come at me and talk nonsense about me and don't take a telling off, or don't do it politely, or don't do it constructively, or go after people that I care about, yeah, listen, I'm going to be releasing my shade of pink lipstick very, very soon. I'll be releasing that very soon. So
this is too funny.
it's too good.
Funny. It's so funny.
So yeah, and that's how it was for me. But I mean, obviously, I'm not saying Megan's not dangerous, but cartels from around various parts of Europe and South America, they've got a long reach and big budgets, and I cost them millions in euros, millions in dollars, and the threat is real. But I have never been so relaxed and had so much fun as since we started doing royal commentary compared to hunting people on the dark web. This is brilliant. It's brilliant.
I
It
can.
really
I
is.
wouldn't have been able to do what you do to tell. By the way, that is Ron's channel. He's only like 200 subscribers away. So please
Yeah.
take your time
Yeah.
and go click to his channel to get him to 10K so he can
Yeah.
start putting out content
Yeah.
again. You know,
Yeah,
when
and
he gets
yeah.
to 10K, he'll put
Yeah,
out
and
content, you know?
I just want to say, for those who are saying, well, why should we listen to you? Okay. For 6 years, like I say, I done exposing. I got up to 117,000 subscribers, and I had a 100% success rate. No false accusations, no hearsay. If you came to us and said, this is what this person's like, we took your information and then went back to square one and conducted our own entire investigation, decoys, all of this stuff. So we would never just, you've got to understand, I'm not saying, I'm just telling you my reputational background with regards to being accurate with what I report. And I believe that Paula has shown me enough for me to back her in situations where she is questioned. Now, does that mean that there's no possibility, like I say, of the maid hoodwinking Paula? I'm 99.9% sure all of this is above board. And if it turns out that the maid has done something shifty, that again, I'll still stand by Paula. And I'll tell you something else. I got hoodwinked right at the start of my YouTube career. A guy emailed me and he's like, "Oh, I'm a former PDF file. I used to make this horrible stuff on the internet. Da, 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 da. I kidnapped children. Da, 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 da." So I went deep into this and I'd done 2 videos and I was about to do a third. And then he sent us an image that the ghost team, they went and reversed image searched it and found that it wasn't a missing girl. It was literally some young girl's modeling picture. So we completely outed him and completely outed him, all the stuff that he'd done, the lies and everything else. Because sometimes you're going to get, but I swear, that was also the first ever time I'd done an investigative journalist thing. So I've become a lot better at making sure that doesn't happen again. But it can happen where your source gives you everything that you could possibly need, and it still turns out that you're being hoodwinked. So it happens to us all. And I went in hard.
I said that what I said is I verified who she was and that she did work there.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
that's
Yeah.
what I verified.
That's what
Once
you can
I
do.
knew that she had worked there and she actually, and it is her, then I said, okay, so what, and as I said at the very beginning, this is her interview on my platform. And I tried to take steps, as many steps as I could to hide her voice, you know, and protect, because of course we've seen Harry suing his own government, his own father's thing, Meghan Markle suing everybody right, left, and center, you know. And if it's because of that phone call, as I said, Samantha Markle told me that she believed that Meghan Markle didn't have that phone number anymore, which means she had it at some point. Now, the phone company confirmed to me that that number has never changed owners and that it belongs to a public figure. Now, for other reasons, I can't talk more about it because it would affect Samantha's court case. Okay, so I could be a bitch and publish everything, and I'm not going to do that. Probably I'll do it once the court case is over. And as I said, I could have people that I interview and now I know have lied to me, but I'm waiting. I'm you know, Ron and you and I have talked about it, and you know, like, and I'm like, I'm deciding or not whether I should do it. And this is I'm not going to engage anymore with a G tutor. What he says, if he responds as or she, because it could be a she, respond, I am not going to engage anymore. But I do need to come here because I know that this Latina maid is watching this thing and watches my channel. And when she goes to AG tutor, she's going to go listen to that. And then she's going to say, wait a minute, why didn't you stand up for me?
Yeah.
Because
exactly. Yes. Exactly. You've got to also protect the credibility of what you believe is a true source. And listen, again, we're talking about YouTube politics. We're talking about journalistic politics. It happens all the time. People try and tear down those who they can absorb the viewership of and all the rest of it. It's simple tactics. It's social engineering. It's psyops, whatever you want to refer to it as. But it is everyday practice, whether it's people in comment sections, other YouTubers, whatever. Okay. Luckily, I believe the vast majority of people who are certainly our audience and your audience have the capability of going, wait a second, maybe I will try and, find information out for myself. Maybe I will dig a little bit deeper than what News at 10, CNN, and Fox are shoveling down my throat. Because you got to understand, passive consumption of narratives that are not necessarily true, they're maybe 75% true, are passive ways of educating the sheeple of the world into believing false stories. The way that Harry and Meghan's Nigeria trip went, the way that the
Yeah, we were
palace.
talking about it. By the way, go watch the Royal Mess today because we were actually talking about why the press is now saying that it was a success. I mean, they're gaslighting the hell out of us.
It's wild, okay? And there's a line in a song by a guy called Tom McDonald that says, whoever controls the platforms controls the narratives. And it's very, very true. Now, think about that. Who controls the platform controls the narrative. So that would mean that if CNN put out a story, they can change it. Well, it also means that if you have a public platform like YouTube and you over suppress and over push people for what they can and can't say, that is also controlling the narrative. Victoria.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Victoria wanted to join.
Now, listen, now Victoria's here. I'm going to need to quickly go out. I need to go and finish off something down the stairs for this new office. Victoria, it's lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, she's still. I mean, yeah. There we go.
I got subscribed to Ron, guys. How many do you have? How many do you still need, Ron?
I think you need about 100, about 150. I love how Victoria.
There's over almost 2,000 here watching. You at least 200 of you.
There's 2,000 of you here. Everybody better go and get me up to 10K right now, okay? Or we're just going to make Victoria full screen
almost
and have her fiddle about with her equipment.
It's almost 5,000 watching, Ron.
Yeah. Well, listen, all I'm saying is, Victoria, I love how you've waited until you arrived to the show to start setting up your headphones and microphone. That is beautiful. She can't hear me. Can you hear me yet, Paul? Victoria?
Just tell her, Ron.
Nah, she's still figuring it out.
She's still setting up.
Too good.
Thank you, Molly. Molly, do you want to come on? I'll send you the link, gorgeous, because I think we should unite. But I mean, you don't have to, because I don't want to put you on the spot or anything like that, But thanks so very much to all of you guys, because for me, it's about I am worried that this lady will look into it and say, well, you just let that happen. It's Victoria. You have to wait until she comes back. Because I have to show that I support her, and one of the things, Ron, when you do the other interview, you'll see, because I egg her on. I asked her about the kids, and she said to me, you want me to tell you that something that I haven't seen, and I can't, because one day this will come out and people know who I am and say that I'm lying because you want me to tell you that I saw children. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to lie. But, I just find it hard to believe you never saw, But she says, if this ever comes out and people find out who I am, because they might, nothing is, as she said, nothing is ever hidden. She said, something always come out, people will know, I know who she is and she lies. She lied when she said she saw these people and blah, blah, blah. So I respect that. Because she didn't say what it's not that I wanted her to say that. I just want to clarify that. I didn't want her to lie or anything, but
you see, the thing is, you don't even, it doesn't even matter if you respect that. You have to respect that. It's as simple as. Do you see what I'm saying?
I can't hear them still.
Oh, Victoria, can you hear us now?
Hello.
Oh, brilliant.
Hello.
Victoria's nailing it.
Oh, no.
Thank God, she's younger than me, so it's not just me
got this.
that's a problem.
Honestly.
Thank you, Molly.
She'll figure it out. I guarantee you've not gone in, you've not reset your settings permission in
and you
the
have to understand, people, that she's Latina, and she's on a work permit. Meghan Markle does have Gavin Newsom on speed dial. We have seen that. And the only thing I regret is not putting out that interview before. Because then when Gavin Newsom came out, hopefully people would have gone, oh my God, she did have him on. Can you hear us, Victoria? Hello.
Sorry about that, guys.
That was
having some technical. It's painful, that wasn't it?
It was the fact that you came on mid setup, right? You came on and you're like screwing your mic in and you're putting your headphones on, and this is too good. It's too good. It's too good.
I was trying to get on as quickly as possible. How are you guys?
Well, I'm just about to head out, and the fact that you're here to keep Paula company is even better. So, Victoria, awesome, great for freaking getting yourself set up.
I've just actually watched a bit of that live as well. So I was watching your debunking of the HD Tudor. Is that correct?
Listen, I just want to say as well, HD Tudor is bad because he's anonymous. No one said that they were bad because they were anonymous. We said it was a bit ironic that somebody who was anonymous was calling people out for keeping their sources in journalism safe. Okay, so Poppy, okay, hang on a second. Poppy, listen now. Okay, no one said that. We were making a comparison about an ironic point. Okay. I believe Molly turns up with a lot of receipts and puts out an opinion. So we'll just dial it back and relax.
Yeah. By the way, Molly's doing a live soon, so go watch it. But thank you for coming, Ron, and thanks for explaining what happened. Because I'll tell you what, because Ron sent me the thing. I just put it out. I didn't check because it's Ron. But now, I told him that the next one that he's going to do, he better go through everything because
Sure, yeah, because who would want to actually watch through the thing that someone's edited for them just in case? Well, I'll make sure it's done better. But listen, everybody, unless have you got anything on tonight, Paula?
I know I was going to do a video about the 7 signs of abuse in our relationship with Harry and Meghan. And because I actually thought about you guys, and maybe I am too hard in the sense of, I just can't understand why Harry did that to his grandmother and his family. Yeah. But I can make room. I talked to a psychology yesterday. I can make room for the fact that maybe because he's an idiot and he's done drugs, and drugs affect your brain and shrink your IQ, and that he might be manipulated. Might. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've forgotten the last point that I wanted to make. So I'm going to go. But listen, thank you everyone for listening and for supporting Paula.
They don't want you to leave, Ron. Don't go, Ron.
Well, listen, Ron, I will be back tonight. I will be back tonight at 8:00 on the Sean Atwood channel. In fact, I'll get you a link because that would probably.
Oh yeah, help. And guys, go subscribe to his channel. By the time he gets on that show tonight, he should have 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, if we don't achieve that, Paula's going to delete her whole channel. Okay, so. I'm just saying, if you don't want Paula's channel to delete, you better go and subscribe to my channel. All right, right.
Okay, Sweetie, thanks for coming. Okay, thanks for coming, gorgeous.
Here
leave
is.
Your link, leave the link so I can highlight it, Ron.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. There we go.
Where is it?
That is for you'll need to copy and paste it and do it yourself.
No. If you put it as a comment, I can highlight it.
It's in the private chat, I think.
It's in the private chat.
Oh, it's in the private. Oh, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that right.
Oh, hang on a second. I think I can. Okay.
I got it. No, I'm doing it.
Ron, you've got purple lipstick on today.
Yes, thank you for noticing.
Purple. We always notice your lipstick, Ron. Whatever you're wearing, I notice it.
I'm so sophisticated.
I need a makeup tutorial.
Yeah.
And Ron, you know what? We're gonna put out that second interview. It's much longer. It's almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So you have to work on it. Make sure that
we will.
You do that. But go subscribe to Ron, and please go subscribe to Victoria. You have to come up with a name for your channel.
Oh, I know, Paula. I know you're trying to help me. I just can't. I'm so indecisive.
What do you mean?
I just can't. I'm so indecisive. I just can't make a decision. Bye, Ron. Lots of love. So I watched your video today on the HG Tudor, and I watched the whole thing. He was trying to say that it's your voice. Well, yeah, and he's also trying to make out that it was your voice on the interview that you constructed it. So you see where it drops out. You see where it drops out. It's like you disguise the voice throughout, but there is a part of it that drops out, isn't there? He thinks it's you, but if you listen to the interview fully, it's not your voice. It's definitely not your voice. But I just think he's just doing it for clicks, to be honest, Paula. I don't think he's doing it for, it wasn't particularly educational in any way. And I do feel like he is gonna say that. People are gonna come off the back of this interview and say it isn't real, because a lot of people believe that she would have gone to a big paper. But then if she signs an NDA, is she gonna do that? That's more dangerous.
People. The thing is, I've said it many times. I've said it in lives. I said it, and I even said it in the live that we did. By the way, go subscribe to Victoria's channel. By the way, too.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you, Paula.
she I said it to you that she did reach out to other people, and she reached out to the media in the United States. But we know that the media in the United States are completely biased towards Meghan Markle. We've
Yeah.
had the governor of California debunking, gaslighting the hell out of us, saying that Meghan Markle's charity was not delinquent when it was. I kept publishing it for days on end that it was still delinquent. Okay.
Mm.
You know,
No.
so no ginger grits, just what Victoria is saying, that apparently what's his name, HG Tudor thinks that I
Yeah.
am the maid too.
Yeah, so he thinks that
No, he didn't have to
you're
specify.
talking and then you're responding. But when the voice does drop out, which was missed, there was a section that was missed. But that section isn't your voice. You know, he's also trying to say that it can't be you, because normally you would ask more questions than that as
Oh,
well.
I did, but I cut up the
Yeah,
interview. I
exactly.
cut up the
So
interview because
yeah,
cut up the interview because that interview was about an hour and 20 minutes, but I cut it because I didn't know how people were going to perceive it, you know. So I
yeah,
cut it up, and I cut it up. This is, I cut it up. So this is why people, I don't. But and also because when this lady was speaking, like in the Spanish one, you'll hear that there's more to and fro, but because I wanted to hear what she had to say, guys, because I was like, I can't believe she's telling me that.
yeah.
There's points that I was like, because it's nothing. And I'm not going to tell you what she says about other stuff anymore, but it's nothing, like it's sick. I mean, why would they go through all of that? It doesn't, why can't they lead a normal life? Say, this is what's happening. Or maybe, so I urge HG Tutor for her, or sorry, for him to come on my channel with her face, with his face, with his full name, and full like I put myself out there. Guys. I'm here with you. And you know
Yeah.
why I didn't want to do a video? I didn't want to do a video because I wanted to give even the haters to answer. Okay, even the
Yeah.
haters. So if his problem is that they came to me, it's not the first time. Why would they come to me and not to him or to other people? You know what? I've had a lot of people in my channel that are huge, and I even can't believe I landed myself. I also was invited on US Weekly, which is huge a thing, and like I'm glad they invited me. Sean Atwood invited me in his channel. Why would he invite me? Like Sean Atwood is huge. Oh, you're backstage, Molly. Oh, by the way, go watch
Hello.
Molly.
Hi, I'm just driving in my car, and I'm just
So
listening
awesome.
to your guys' conversation, and this whole HG Tutor thing and him saying that it's Paula's voice has completely pissed me off. You know why? Because we can easily turn around and say, well, HG, your stories that you've been telling about apparently meeting Meghan Markle, are you bullshitting about that then? It's not nice. Like, why would you do that to another YouTuber? If you don't believe it, keep your comments to yourself. Who cares? But don't go and say, well, I don't believe it. It must be her. It's her doing it. It's fake or whatever. Like, it's not right.
But even when the voice drops out, it's not Paula's voice anyway.
Yeah.
It is clearly the person's voice, but it isn't Paula's voice.
It's not Paula's.
No, not at all. But he's just doing it for clicks, right? That's why he's doing it. Because really,
not,
there was no information that was relevant on that video.
It's not nice either. It's not nice, because what that does is that it incites a pile on from his subscribers to now go to Paula's channel and be like, you're full of shit. And like leave mean comments for her. I see it happen to her. Like people, they start dumping on her and they start piling on. And it's like, well, HG, are we supposed to take the stories that you told about Meghan Markle as fact? You could be bullshitting about that too.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And the thing that bothers me is that he even questions, why would the maid come here? And he even said that, she would charge money, maybe because that he would charge money, but not everybody charges money. I don't pay you guys.
What's funny, Paula? You know what's funny? Because I saw the Sussex Squad say that exact same thing. So him parroting that exact same line makes me wonder.
When did they say that?
The Sussex Squad were saying, like, why would this maid go to Paula's channel when she could have gotten paid from Daily Mail or anyone else to sell her story? And people don't understand, because when you sell your story, you might still get outed. Yeah. They don't get that with Daily Mail, Meghan Markle has connections at Daily Mail. You think if she went to Daily Mail, she wouldn't have been outed and who she was? They would have figured it out.
Oh yeah.
So she
Oh, in
went,
no time. In no time. And they're a bunch of
exactly.
successes. They're now pushing her Nigeria tour as a success. I mean,
Yeah, that wasn't a success. It's just like how Meghan had AFB make the AFB fact checkers make themselves look stupid by claiming that the Sidley twins were wrong when they weren't.
you know, and I don't have a problem, Molly. I swear to you, I don't have a problem. But the reason why I got worried is because I thought this lady's going to watch this interview and she's going to be branded a liar. And
Yeah.
God forbid one day this comes out, because you're going to listen to the other interview. She says, because I wanted to, you know, I just couldn't believe about the kids, you know. It's like, are you sure? And she goes, listen, if one day this interview or people find out over this, everything goes batshit crazy for this woman and everything comes out, people are going to look at this interview. They're going to probably figure out who I am. And they're going to say, you lied. The other people that work with me say, you're a liar. You know, so I'm not going to lie just because you want me to say that I've seen children. I say, well, I don't want you to say. It's like, you know what I asked her? Remember, guys, that photo op that she was pregnant, because she was supposedly with Meghan when she was pregnant with Lily. She said she never saw Meghan pregnant. But I said there was, because when she said that, I was like, okay, this lady's bullshitting me, right? And I said, well, wait a minute. There's a photo. If I remember, please correct me if I'm wrong. There was a photo of Meghan supposedly Montecito delivering Archie, carrying Archie, that she was pictured. Right?
Yeah,
While
the fake
pregnant.
school run. The fake school run, right?
And I questioned her hard on that. I said, you know what? You said that they come to the house and stage things, right? So you must have seen her get out with the kid, you know, with a big belly. And she says, why would I, if that were the case, I would be telling you. Why would I say I saw her when we've never seen her pregnant? And she was supposedly there from the last 3 months of her pregnancy. Honestly, she said, she never came out of the house. She never came out of the house, she said, because I never saw her with a child. You know, and if you want me to say I have, I can't tell you that because I'd be lying. None of us saw her with a child, you know, and I believe her. I'm sorry, but the way she was, because she could have said anything to me, you know, and say, oh, I saw the kids. And, you know, she didn't. You know, she said, I can't lie about that.
When she was cleaning, was she in the rent? Because I know you explained that part of that house is rented out. So are they sectioned off from away from the house?
Yeah, but you know, people think that she had it rented out every day. No, she had it at the beginning when she started working. They rented it out a lot, but then there were issues because, and apparently she said that they rented to her husband's company. I don't know which company that is. You know, I don't know which company Harry has. And it's companies, because I said, can I go? Can I rent it? She goes, no, she only rents it to companies and they all sign an NDA. They can't say they've been there, you know. I imagine it's only part of the house. She says it's like 4 rooms that one of them forms a studio. And there's other 4 rooms and some of the bathrooms. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if it's true, but one of their jobs was to go around the mansion and flush the toilets twice a day, because otherwise they stink up. I don't know if that's true because I never had that many toilets, but apparently if you don't flush the toilet for a long time, they smell like sewage.
Yeah, so it starts to get backed up.
So it's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a mansion with 16 toilets, so I don't know.
And the thing is that they've had a lot of problems with flooding and stuff there too, right? Montecito had those huge floods recently. And I don't know if you know this, but Oprah is building a wall around her Montecito mansion. So basically what happens is that if there is another flood or anything, the water gets pushed towards Harry and Meghan's house and away from Oprah's house. Yeah, because she doesn't want any of the water that floods over to come onto her property. So she's building a wall.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
You know,
she's called the Mucky Mansions.
Yeah. That's exactly Mucky Mansion 2.0.
That's so funny. I didn't know that. Why was she building a wall? She's been drunk.
I just heard this. Where did I hear this? I saw it last night, or I heard it last night, or it was this past weekend that I got the details about Oprah's new mansion wall going up. And yeah, when it floods, it'll basically push the water and the flood waters towards Meghan and Harry's house in that area, the houses in that area, basically.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. But so
Yeah.
it's true. That thing is
Yeah.
true about the toilets that they have to flush them. I thought it was a lie because I don't have a mansion, guys,
Well,
clearly.
I don't have a mansion either, but I have 2 bathrooms in my house, and when I go to any vacation, if it's more than like a couple weeks long, I usually
Oh,
like
that's
come
true.
home and I tell my little one, go flush the toilets. That's your job now, right? But you do that because it
Oh,
backs up and the pipes get air in them. Yeah.
oh, I
By the
didn't
way,
know
I'm
that.
putting the
Maybe.
link. I just put the link because Molly's doing a live with Andrew after here. So please
Yeah,
go watch. That's the link. So please go watch it because it's gonna get juicy for them. I love them. I love their lives. I love you
Did you
guys.
see the thumbnail with all the different men? Megan's
Yeah, I did. I did. Why? I don't know where you get all of that. It's too funny. It's too funny. You missed Andrew though.
Did I?
Yeah, you didn't put Prince Andrew there.
It's okay. It's all good. I didn't want to make everyone throw up there.
No, but it's so funny. I didn't know Oprah was doing that. Well, this is one of the things she said, that it was her job to go flushing the toilet, and then but that they rented it like once a week. Sometimes they could go 2 weeks without renting it, but their job was to get a list and they would check and everything. And so to me, it sounded very, you know,
Do you not remember that when the Oprah interview was being done, who was it? It was one of the producers who came out and said they never saw any children at that house.
no,
They
I don't
didn't
remember.
even see any items for children, for toddlers around the house. Like the house didn't even seem like there were toddlers in that house. Because if you have young children, you
Yeah.
have toys laying around the house. Like there's
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
around the house that gives off the notion that there are children in that house. But they said there's nothing in that house at all.
No,
I've
it's
heard
really,
that this isn't even their home, though. They've got another home, and it's kind of like a show house.
Yeah, that's what I always thought so too. I feel like Meghan and Harry haven't been living with each other since they moved to California. That's what I think. I think them staying at Tyler Perry's house for free was the last bit of them living together. But I think after that, they haven't been living together. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel, because you never see them in public together unless it's for an event or like there was one time we saw Harry doing a parking lot pap walk with her, and that was it. But besides that, you never see them together.
yeah, that's one of the things that haven't you guys noticed that Meghan Markle is always in Beverly Hills or those restaurants eating
LA.
out, having meetings, never in Montecito having meetings there, that she's always, and as the lawyer said, it's a good 2-hour drive on a good day one way and 2-hour drive on the other way. And remember when she went to that night that she was pictured coming out of Cipriani's?
Yeah.
It was late at night,
Yeah.
that she was there. And it's
And that
like
was in West Hollywood.
West
Like
Hollywood.
way far away from where her children are in Montecito, or alleged children are in Montecito. But then there was that report that said that Harry has his own hotel room at the San Vicente bungalows. So they could be staying there too. I mean, I feel like Meghan has always been that type since Harry met her in a hotel room. She's that type of woman that wants to live in a hotel room because she wants the maid service, she wants the room service, she wants people to take care of her. He even said she had her suitcase there for weeks on end. I mean,
That's really weird. That's really
not a
weird.
red flag for any man, like Harry's a moron. You knew this woman would keep her suitcases in a hotel for months on end, and that wasn't a red flag. Like, hey, this chick could be selling her punani.
It's like she needed to keep clothes clean for her Johns, don't you think?
Yeah. She had to stay close for Marcus Anderson whenever there was a new client in town.
And you know what? I found out that Eugenie lived in New York from 2013 to 2015, and she would spend a lot of time in Soho House, New York, where Meghan Markle came. Because prior to the TIG, you see a lot of Meghan Markle flying to New York, and even the Suits people said that they didn't understand why she was flying so much. Because where was she getting the budget? And she was always at Soho House.
Yeah.
And this woman is flown all over the world to be a carpet filler for Soho House parties.
Yeah. I mean, there was that whole post about her spending 48 hours in Istanbul. I mean, who flies? Okay. Who
Yeah,
flies?
true.
That's what, from LA to Istanbul, that's what, a 13-hour flight? just to go and spend 48 hours there. I mean, that screams hooker. Does it not?
Absolutely. She's
That's
a
like
hoe.
that's like me saying, "Oh, hey guys, I'm just gonna go off to Ibiza for like 48 hours." Well, have fun slinging your punani all over the town and make that money, bitch.
Like she's going on a titty tour there, you know?
Yeah,
She had
exactly.
titties there.
A titty tour.
You mean it wouldn't be a titty tour because she doesn't have titties. It'd be the deflated flapjack tour.
Oh my God, you know, and what do you make of this story? I just want to say for the record, guys, I'm not going to engage in with HG tutor, but I want
Don't
but I want this. I
because
wanted to do this because I want the maid to see that
yeah,
I'm sticking out for her, and because I don't want other people who come in my channel feel that I'm not going to stick up for them.
that's not nice though. But then again, HG did say that he is what did he say? A narcissistic
Narcissists and that all
psychopath.
the narcs are liars.
No, he said no. HG said about himself that he is a narcissistic psychopath, right? So
Oh, he said he is.
that he is, yeah, that
Right.
he is a
Or she.
narcissistic, yeah, or she or whatever they are. And the thing is that right now, us talking about him is giving that fuel for him. Like, oh, we're talking about him and we are acknowledging that he said this. He likes this attention that he's getting from us right now, and that you are acknowledging it also. Because think about it, HG's brain kind of works like Megan's brain, right?
Yeah.
He's a narcissist also. So
He
the
claims
fact
he's
that
a narcissist. He claims it could be bullshit just to attract attention. I mean, I give him props for making a story up because people don't know. People, what if I told you it was a she
yeah,
and it's an American person? What if
Oh,
I?
wait,
I mean, I can make this up. I can tell you because we
Yeah.
don't know who this person is. They could be selling bullshit. So I said, if he or she wants to come to my channel, show her face with her real name. And people were saying you, Molly, but Molly doesn't go in other channels criticizing people for anonymity. That's the whole point of it all.
I gotta say, I did criticize one person once, and that was back with Yankee Wally when she was getting scammed by that Duchess drop bear shit. That was the one time I started a whole drama shit show over that because people were getting scammed by her. And after that, I was like, holy shit, I hate YouTube drama.
It gets a bit
This
wicked.
is a good point. People adoring a self-proclaimed narcissist, somebody who's just like Meghan Markle, because he keeps telling you that, or she keeps telling you that.
Yeah.
So the only reason why I'm doing this is because it's quite serious. It might affect other people coming into my channel, especially if they see that and I don't respond. Because one thing is for you to disagree with me. Another thing is for you to say that I'm a liar, I'm a fantasist, and I made that whole thing up. That it's defamatory. And also because, you know, he's questioning the maid. He's calling her, you know, he's basically being such a racist, thinking that because she's Latino and poor, she's a whore, you know, a money grabbing whore like Meghan Markle. Maybe he should think that maybe this lady just wanted to put the facts straight and she was angry about what was done to her because he doesn't know what was done to her, you know, and not everybody's out for money. I don't pay you guys a cent to come in my channel. I didn't pay Angela Levin. I didn't pay Kinsey Schofield Perez. Nobody, Andrew, nobody. I don't pay anybody. We don't set up our interviews, do we, guys? We just chit chat and, you know.
So, I think he thinks it's you that did the interview with yourself. That's
But it
what he's
doesn't
trying
even
to
sound like
say,
Paula's
that you were back and forth with yourself.
But it doesn't even like where you hear where it glitches a little
Yeah.
bit and you hear
That wasn't my fault. That was
it's not Paula's voice.
No.
It's not Paula's voice
No.
at all. So like, I mean, it's not nice that people are saying, well, we don't know, like we can't give credibility, or saying that it's just bullshit, because we can easily turn around and say the same thing about their content, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you know what?
how are we supposed to believe that HG actually met Meghan Markle? We're just supposed to take his word, right?
But then he's even a man.
Well, there's no face to the voice, so we don't know for sure who the person is anyway.
Yeah.
And they can fabricate anything from something, right? But I think if you put out the rest of the interview, Paula, because is there more revelations to come?
Yes. Oh, yes. There's a lot. There's a lot, you know. And you can hear me question her a little bit harder because, you know, to me, it's like, okay, I need you to explain this because, for example, why did you say that were they never there? What do you mean Harry's not there? She describes when she saw him, when the writer was there, when Harry was doing a writing. She didn't know he was writing in despair, because it hadn't come out. But she talks about the arguments that and I don't know if this is true, guys. You can fact check this. That she said that they were fighting a lot. Harry fought a lot with the writer because Meghan was always there, and she wanted her content put in there, like her stories put in there, and that the writer didn't want so much Meghan in the book because the book was about him,
Well,
and that he wanted the book about mostly Princess Diana. He wanted to focus around the time when he lost his mother. And also, but Meghan wanted certain stories put in that apparently did make the cut from,
have you heard the latest news? There's going to be a sequel to Spare. I swear to you, I read it today. Yeah. There's going to be another book.
Elizabeth Arden cream on his Todger.
Oh
yeah, throbbing away.
His throbbing Todger.
Oscillating Todger.
This time he'll actually talk about when
there's going to be another book, apparently. There's whispers. There's a Spare 2 coming out. Might not be called Spare, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. What else is he going to say? But it's great content for us anyway. So I'm looking
what I
forward
think it's
to
going to
it.
say? I think it's going to trash Catherine more. Because from what I don't know, but I don't think they fought. He fought with the writer because the writer said nice things about.
No, apparently, I remember this. They were talking about what's her face on Australian News was doing an interview this morning, and I remember Victoria mentioned, but they're talking about how they wanted to, in the second book, they want to discuss more about the behind the scenes drama leading up to the wedding. So they want to basically rehash that bullshit again.
What? But why?
I don't know, man. Who gives a shit?
I think it's just if it's going to be another victim narrative, isn't enough? Are they not listening to what people are saying, rather than just riding off this like, oh, feel sorry for me. I need your attention. That's basically what this next book is going to be, is another sob story.
But do you think that maybe it's because Molly, do you remember when he went on Tom Bradby and he said that Meghan never said they were racist? Remember? Yes, I wonder if Meghan, because if what the maid, when you hear the interview, if what the maid says is true, then Meghan put a lot of her stories and a lot of input on the first book. But I don't remember. I never heard of a story that Mystify said that writer said he argued with Harry, but I never heard that on the mainstream media saying that they argued or anything like that.
For who argued?
For when they were writing his book.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. J.R. Moringer came out and said how basically it was a pain in the ass, and Harry would just like to wind him up for no reason too. When it came down to his stories, he said that. Yeah, I got to send you that article. It was like,
please do, because then she wasn't lying.
Yeah,
I do believe her. I do believe her. Again, as I said, I'm very, and I know she's watching. So because I sent her a message and I said I was doing this live, and I believe this lady. I mean, I put her through a lot of shit before she came on my channel. She did reach out to mainstream media, shocking in the United States, because she didn't know who to reach out to, and second, because she was worried they were going to out her, because she says that she has a lot of friends. Because believe it or not, in her head, Oprah is huge. She goes, she's friends with Oprah. It's like,
yeah,
okay. Like Oprah to me is a nobody, but she, for her, these are big people, and she's in a complete position of disadvantage to begin with, And as I said to Ron, this is a lady who works 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay. And she drives home. This is just work. So it's 13 hours and 30 minutes because Meghan didn't give her lunch. She was the only one who didn't include her lunchtime in her work period. So if she needed to eat, then she would have to work additionally. You know what I mean? So so that's longer.
What were they being paid per hour, Paula? Did she mention her wage?
She works for an agency. The agency has they have people in Calabasas, Temecula, something like that. I can't remember the name. Calabasas, Temecula, Beverly Hills, Pasadena, someplace, San Pedro, I think it was. Apparently, it's a huge domestic agency that and this woman, she's worked for proper A-listers, she's worked for proper A-listers. And she's like, they were really nice. She said that it was the only time that she was really humiliated. That what the agency had to worry mostly about was that the A-listers ended up liking the staff so much that sometimes they would poach them. So they had to sign something saying that they couldn't work for one of the people that they served for about a year. Because because the agency does all the work, they do the criminal record, they do everything, right?
Yeah.
And then they go to these houses, and then the A-lister likes it because they know that this agency does the research, and then they just pick them. So they make them sign something that's saying that they cannot work for any other clients for a whole year, because it happened. So she said that the agency's main worry was that their staff was poached. So I believe her. I really do, and I do believe you, ma'am. So yeah. No, I haven't.
I know she threatened.
I haven't outed anybody. There were 7 employees there, plus the gardeners. Okay, so I haven't outed anybody. So yeah,
she threatened to take away their to get them deported as well.
Deported.
Yeah.
That's her favorite thing. That's Megan's favorite threat to throw at housekeepers, that she's going to get them deported and sent back to their countries. The thing is
it looks like Harry might be deported soon anyway.
He should. Paula, I sent you sorry, I had a hiccup. I sent you the J.R. Moehringer
it's
interview.
here.
I sent it to your WhatsApp there.
Yeah, okay. Let me see. I'll pull it up. That's
it's
the interview.
Pretty long, but
what's the name of the guy?
J.R. Moehringer. He is the ghostwriter that wrote Harry's book. And if you go down, they're basically well, he wrote Andre Agassi's book.
That's
right?
why. Oh, that's why. Okay, I do know that one. That was a good book.
So basically, JR talks about how they're going back and forth about a certain line that Harry wants in his book. And he keeps battling Harry about it. And he keeps saying, we've left out 1,000 things. Why do you need this one specific thing in there? And then JR finally explains it all to him. And then he goes, after what seemed like an hour, Harry looked up and we locked eyes. Okay, he said. Okay, yes, I get it. Thank you, Harry, I said, relieved. He shot me a mischievous grin. I really enjoy getting you worked up like that. So he likes pissing people off just to get a reaction. It reminds me of when he wrote in Spare that he would smack his bodyguards around because he knew that they couldn't react back to him. He would it reminded me of when he went and what was that drummer that he slapped across the face? Taylor Hall, I think it was his name. And Taylor couldn't even do anything because the minute Harry slapped him in the face, his bodyguard stepped forward and he was just like, are you awake now? And he was like, oh, yeah, okay. But he was like a total prick.
There's something I'm reading here. Although this wasn't the first time that Harry and I had argued, it felt different. So they had argued before. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't lying, Mm-hmm. I'm glad for her, Well, yeah, I know she's watching, so I just want to say I believe you. If you lie to me, well, we'll find out eventually. So, but thank you very much. I just want to thank you. Please go watch Megan Small because she's gonna do her live pretty shortly. Go
30 minutes.
Go subscribe to Victoria, her channel that still has to get a proper name. And we're going to see you on Saturday for her live. And we're going to see you on Wednesday for Megan Molly's and hopefully Andrew, if it's still available, for Wednesday live. And I just want to say, I'm not going to engage in anything more with HG Tutor. I don't engage with people who hide behind an identity to criticize everybody whose story I haven't proven anything. I put myself out here. This is my face, wrinkles and all. With my half-deaf ass, because I can't hear very well, but I put myself out here, guys, so.
And I've got to say as well, Paula, that I don't think you would be so passionate and upset about it if it was something you'd constructed, and I know you're quite hurt by this as well. So I can wholeheartedly know you wouldn't do that. So, and everybody else believes that you wouldn't do that as well. So,
no, but also, he's calling me obsessed. Maybe it's at my tone of voice because his channel largely is dedicated to the same thing. And the funny thing is that we all Mexicans are dedicated to the same thing. And a lot of us maybe are less, their voice, maybe they're not loud like I am, or, whatever, but we're all talking about it, So am I obsessed because I talk about the same things that he mostly talks about, and he uses a voice modulator to make himself sound differently? We don't know. So until somebody is willing to put themselves out in the line, Molly, I know, I've seen your face.
Yeah,
I was
gonna say, I see people saying, well, what about Mole? You don't know who Mole is. I was gonna say, Paula has actually seen me. Paula knows who I am.
I've seen her.
And I think it's one,
laughing after her, and all the guys in the chat
yeah,
after her, when she showed herself on WhatsApp.
Yeah. And I think it is one thing to, you can be a YouTuber and be faceless, but if you're going to be calling other people out, you should definitely come with the full armor and come out with your face and bring some facts with you, So I do feel bad for you, Paula, but I wouldn't worry about it. Everybody's got your back.
I'm not worried. I was just worried because other YouTubers are going to watch. And I'm answering because I'm going to fight this one back. I'm not going to engage anymore. If he continues with this, I will engage other legal means, because I don't have to prove I'm telling the truth. He has to prove that I lied, as he stated there. That is me on that interview. I can, he has to come with definite proof. And in order for him to, or her, because listen to me, I'm saying her, it could be a her too. I would know the identity, and I would expose that identity if push comes to shove, because he's criticizing somebody and actually putting somebody at risk. I don't know if he's egging people on to try to find out who she is, or making the lady who came out feel bad for protecting herself, when this person does the same thing and hides behind an identity, claiming that he doesn't want to affect his own job or his livelihood or his daily life. But yet he wants this other lady who is actually in a much, much weaker position to somebody like Carrie and Meghan Markle. And it is funny that all the attacks on my channel have started from the moment I said I had an interview with the maid. And a lot of YouTubers have come on to belittle my channel. I don't care. I don't care. And this is why I said I'm not going to go on other people's channels. I might, like people like you, Victoria, of course, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to trust people that I trust. That's it. Because I am sick and tired, not because I can't take the criticism, but because, for example, that will have impact on other people coming on my channel, and also on other people who want to come forward with stories to come into my channel if I don't defend them. So fuck you, HG Tutor. You're a lying piece of scum, in my opinion.
Do you think as well, though, Paula, it's just jealousy? You got the first dib into that scoop, and other people would have loved to have had that maid on their channel first. So it could possibly just be jealousy, and people are going to try and debunk it. But unfortunately, you've got more. You've got more of the interview to come out. So everyone agrees with you, Paula, anyway. And like I said,
not agreeing or disagreeing. I understand that my delivery is not pleasing for a lot of people because I yell because I can't hear very well. So even with this thing, when my ex-husband used to beat me up, one of the things that went, I think, and I actually had a hearing aid test, and I showed it to you guys, I think, and I'm like, I should actually get a hearing aid, but I'm not, because getting a hearing aid makes me feel old. So I don't want to get it. So, but maybe, if I get, and when I speak softly, people get freaked out. So maybe it's the delivery, but people, why did Angela Levin go to you? Why did Enti go to you? Why did Samantha go to you? Why did, well, why not?
But you're just passionate the way you speak, and that is just how you are. You're passionate, and that's a good thing. You have to be passionate because you believe in what you're saying, and you believe in getting the truth out there as well, Paula, which everybody wants. They want the truth. They want to know what's really going on, and you do that. So don't stop just because you've got a few haters, because
no, but
they're not worth it.
Anybody who comes on my channel, I will go to bat for you. That's the most important thing that I want people to understand. I will defend Molly. You have no idea, when I first had Molly, oh, why are you with that stripper? And I got Molly, the emails I got. I mean, every time I have somebody on my channel, Enti, you should have seen how people, and then the girls or the woman because I didn't oust. You got that too, right, Molly? Mm-hmm. People who oust Enti, who wanted to trash Enti, they were angry with me and then she started trashing me because I didn't do what she wanted me to do.
Yeah, I just ignored that. Yeah, I ignored that all. But I gotta run here, Paula. I gotta go set up for the live.
No, thank you so very much. I just want to say, guys, thank you. And yeah, I'm not gonna engage anymore in tit for tat. any more videos that come out that defame me. I don't care about an opinion. Lady C was very fair and balanced with her opinion. And I respect Lady C because she puts herself and her name on it. Whether I agree or not with the things she says or she agrees with me, we both put our faces to our channels. We put our names there. If I wanted to make something up, I would have made something up juicier, you know. But I respect that. I don't have a gripe with Lady C criticizing my video or saying, nothing. I don't have a gripe with that. But when they say that I'm lying or that I made that up or that it's me on that video and that the person probably is selfish and wanted money for it, or present the person who contacted me as a selfish money grabber person, I won't have that. And I want people to know, whoever comes to my channel, I will protect you and I will go to bat for you, period. Okay.
Oh, we love you, Paula. Don't worry. It'll be fine. It'll all work itself out. I just think it is people just going to jump on the back of that interview anyway, and they're going to try and be inflammatory, which is what people do, is what YouTubers do. But we know it's right. We know it's a genuine source, and we know there's more to come. And actually, I can't wait for the rest of it because it's going to be very interesting.
And I was going to do a video, but I'm going to do it tomorrow, guys, because now the content I was going to put out, I really have to go to farm and stuff, and it started to rain. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And thank you very much for coming, Victoria.
That's okay. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
No, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Always, whenever you want me, I'm on. I'll be here.
And we're going to be live on her channel on Saturday.
Okay, 9 p.m.
Yes. So thank you very much, guys.
When is the next section out, though, Paula?
Well, that's going to be up to Ron. I'm going to send it to him today. I'll send it to him.
Okay.
And then it's a long one. So I don't know how long it'll take him, because I don't want him to make the mistake, to miss that little bit, because I was even accused of doing that on purpose for attention, grabbing, whatever. So
no, I know. But the truth always comes out in the end, Paula, so I wouldn't worry. You sleep well tonight.
I'm okay, but I just want you to know, if you ever come on my channel, I will always defend you, Victoria. I will not have people trash you. Anybody who wants to come on my channel and who's nice enough to grant me their interviews and stuff like that. You may not agree with their views. You may not agree with them, what they say or their opinions, but I will defend them because they come on my channel and they're granting me their time. And I'm very thankful for that. And I will defend them.
No, and you are good, and you're a good friend. So thank you for everything, Paula. I do appreciate you. You're a good person.
Thanks so very much, guys, and have a great day.
Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye, everybody. Bye.